Welcome to TLG-GT Live. Good afternoon and good morning to some. This is SVP Aaron Guterman coming live every Monday for some motivations, for some education, for some edification. I love hanging out with y'all on Monday afternoon. So let's get this thing started. We have a lot to go over. We are in the last 2 weeks of June. So if you haven't pressed the gas, make sure that you press the gas as soon as possible. This is what it's all about. We are in motion and just absolutely moving forward to end this month on top. Now, we just came off of our week 2, so I'm going to go over our top 15 June mid-month. We put the program out sometime last week, but let's go ahead and give it to y'all as well. Number 15, we have Kim Glass, newcomer at 5,647, 15 days into the month. Number 14, Micah Uzri with $5,674. Number 13, Mark Spear with $6,368. Number 12, Jeremy Hoofs with $6,806. Number 11, Mitchell Carnahan with $7,404. Number 10, Jessica Lopez with $7,508. Number 9, Danielle Leifert with $7,744. Number 8, Van Barnett with $9,479. Number 7, Lake Bella Vance with $9,686. Number 6, Josh Harris with $10,154. Number 5, Jami Bloss with $10,157. Number 4, Blaze Foray with $11,051, 15 days in. Number 3, Latif Duncan with $11,168. Number 2, Jared Leifert with $13,073. And number 1 with 15 days into the month, this is a mid-month checkup. Number 1, Angel Aloyo with $14,168, 15 days into the month, crushing it, killing it, movement happening. You can still work your way into the top 15 EOM, end of month. You just have to press the gas. Make sure you have more leads, more dials, more sets. When you get good on the phone, that's when your business starts to take off for you. That is the most important part of what we do. We can teach you in home. Heck, we can just teach you to be yourself. When you get great on the phones and get people to want to sit down with you, that's when you start hitting these leaderboards and there's competition at the top. All right, let's go over top 10 for week 2. I believe that's week 2. We might be on week 3, week 2, but let's go. Matthew Tinsley, number 10, with $4,697 on 5 applications. Number 9, India Favorite with 1 app. Run around 5,000 AP, but that was a $150,000 annuity. If you guys aren't asking the safe money questions, you need to be asking every single time. Safe money is important. Number 8, Jeremy Hoofs with 1 app for 5,000, and again AP, that's a cap 5,000 for both India and Jeremy. I changed up because Jeremy's was a $240,000 annuity. So Jeremy, I gave you the 8th spot. Number 7. Angel Aloyo, 2 apps for $5,224. Number 6, Lake Bella Vance with 4 apps for $6,066. Number 5, top 5 are coming at you at the end of the show, so y'all stick around. They always give great input on what we have going on. Y'all stick around to the end of the show to get training and a little bit of motivation from these top 5. Figure out what they're doing to knock down top 5. So number 5, we got Jami Bloss. Welcome back to the top 5, Jamie. Number 3, with 3 apps, with $6,535 annual premium. Number 4, Elijah Sarge, 3 applications for $7,488. Number 3, Van Barnett, 7 applications for $7,627. Van, crushing it, man. Proud of you, bro. Number 2, Jared Leifert, 6 applications for $9,175. Woo! Crushing it, man. And number 1, there can only be number 1, right? Number 1, Joshua Harris, 8 applications for $11,000. $26 annual premium, crushing it week in and week out. We keep hearing some of the same names, but it's been some pretty great competition up in the top 5. We know the number 1 spot for last month, the current title holder, is Paul Dice. He didn't make it in the top 5 all month, but he was consistent with his production and consistent with his weekly activity, and that's what it takes to be a top producer in TLG. All right. Weekly schedule. We're going to be putting out a weekly schedule every Sunday night. You guys probably saw it last night come up. Every Sunday, we're going to be putting out a weekly schedule in the Guterman Agency on Facebook and on Workplace. So make sure y'all are paying attention to what's coming up for the week. But generally, we do this show on Mondays. We do a Friday 20K call. We're going to be doing live dial teams and live dial sessions. Y'all look out for that coming up this week. Links coming out. We're going to be separating this into groups. 4A Agency is going to be taking care of their team along with the Harris Agency. And then myself, Nelson, and Jared are going to be taking care of us. So every Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. and every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., you can hop on a live Zoom and check out what's going on with top producers that are sitting there dialing. And y'all should be dialing too. Why? Because we're going to do a 30-minute checkup and just find out how many dials, how many contacts, how many sets, and keep a little bit of score as to who's setting the most appointments. This will provide massive education, association, and skill level to start putting in that work of what it takes to set appointments week in and week out. All you're looking for is 15 sets. 15 sets and up, for you top producer, for you power producers, that's 20 sets and up for you guys in order to hit those top echelon levels. So local events coming up. We just came off of Greenville. We just came off of Raleigh, North Carolina. Coming up is Nashville. We'll be getting the dates out for that. Coming up is, I want to say Pittsburgh, PA is coming up as well, hosted by Jared Leifert, Danielle Leifert, and Jonathan Price. More to follow. Just getting these local events out there, creating these local teams. So we're looking for leaders. If you believe that you're a leader and you can create a local team in your area, reach out to us. We'll tell you what it takes to get one going and how to start it. And I've already made the commitment. I know Blaze is doing the same thing. If you got 15 people in a local area, we'll come down and do a meeting for you. That's what it's all about. All right, boot camps. Boot camps are coming up as well. Regionals, we'll be getting the dates and the locations out to you as soon as possible. Y'all stand by, look around, stick around, and just pay attention to when those are coming out. We'll be marketing those very shortly. Also, conference coming up in February. Start planning and preparing to lock in your schedule and come into conference with a new level, a new pin, and the right mindset. That'll be coming. Date and location to be announced. Also, if you don't know yet, 10% Americo bonus is in play right now. If you're not writing Americo, you should be. You need to get the $50,000 issue paid within the next 6 months in order to receive a 10% bonus on all premium that you've already been paid for and issued. So you guys can issue $100,000 in the next 6 months. You're going to get a $10,000 check extra at the EOY at the end of the year. Also, leadership trip is in play over these last few months here. You guys know the qualifications. We'll run the video. Go back and watch it. You should be pressing the gas, producers and managers, in order to hit what it takes. And y'all come hang out with myself and Dana and the other top leaders in the company down in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. It's the lower end of the Outer Banks. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right. Today, let's talk about aha moments. Some of you are like, what's an aha moment? An aha moment is when things start to click for you. And various people have various times when they have their aha moment, but I could speak to the general. The general population usually has their aha moment within 10 sits or 100 conversations. In order to get to those 10 sits or 100 conversations, you got to have many shots and load up on as many leads as you can so you can learn the phone script, learn the objection handling, learn the confidence aspect, learn the skill level and education so you can be competent as well. But understanding that most people buy from people they like and they trust. You already have one up on all the clients that you guys sit in front of, and talk to. You have your insurance license. So I want you to understand, to get to that aha moment, it's going to take perseverance and absolute focus. Discipline your schedule week in and week out and look to put in massive activity. Don't look for the minimum that you can do, especially when you're starting out. If you want to get efficient and proficient at first, you got to put massive activity in, daily activity, hours of activity on a daily basis. So load up on enough leads in order to get there. When moments of clarity happen in this business, we call that an aha moment. The more dials you make, the faster you skill up, which leads to more appointments set. Aha, right? The more leads you take allows you to set appointments above what you have been setting. Aha. When you actually follow the 8 steps to success, and you give yourself a much better shot at 20K production on a monthly basis. All the 8 steps, not just picking out 1 or 2. In order to have the foundation for success in this business, you have to do all 8 steps. Once you get that down and you really start understanding what that means, back in 2011, and I was asking these questions a lot, the top producers, I asked, what do you have to do to be able to crush production on a monthly basis? And they said, just grade yourself on the 8 steps, grade yourself all around. And I promise you, if you can grade yourself an 8 out of 10 on all 8 steps, not 1, but all 8 steps, you'll have no less than a $500,000 a year income. And I was like, aha. Duplicating sales leaders' techniques allows you to duplicate their success. Aha. See, get your aha moments in as fast as possible, and I promise you, you're going to start to see what happens. A clear path to your personal production aha moment, understanding that leads are an investment. It's the gas to your car. It's what makes the engine turn. It's what creates consistent production on a weekly or daily basis. For every $100 invested into a lead system, you should write at least 1,000 annual premium. And understanding that we have 50-cent leads, we have $1 lead, we have $1.50 leads. All this matters, right? All of this is just gas to put in your car. And the more shots you have in the beginning, the better, because you're learning how to talk. You're learning how to do the phone script, learning how to communicate with these clients. Basically, Bo, if you're looking to write $10,000 to $20,000. You want to make sure that you're setting 10 to 15 appointments week in and week out. That's going to yield you most likely at first 3 to 4 applications in a weekly investment, of $300. $300 to $500 is where you're looking to sit weekly, not bi-weekly, not monthly, but weekly. You've got to elevate to that type of investment. You won't find a top producer in this company that doesn't spend less than $500 a week. But we get it. So, it seems like a lot. And trust me, back in June of 2011, I was like, that's more than my mortgage. Like every week, it was crazy back then. But once I got to it, I didn't ever spend less. And I actually got up to about 1,000 plus a week to be able to write 40 to 50,000 on a monthly basis. This is what it takes in order to be top echelon at TLG. If that's your desire, if that's your goal, invest up. All right. Clock in daily, put in your 8 hours of work. Dials and door knocks, to yield 15 plus sets. Yes, we're a hybrid company. If you want to do telesales, we teach that. If you want to do virtual sales, we teach that. But there's nothing wrong with getting out there in the field. Again, we did separate ourselves as a company as a telesales and virtual sales. But guys, we're hybrid. Get out there and just make it happen. What I see most agents do though is they spend $50 to $100 on leads, and then they try to make that last 2 to 3 weeks, and 25 dials every other day. That type of activity is not activity at all. You've got to ramp up, and then somewhere I know you're like, signing up and you're getting in contracting and you've had things going on in your life. But if this is going to be your job, if this is going to be your money maker, you can't make money in a 30-minute span. If you're making $25 an hour or $25 in a day, you only worked like 30 minutes. Truth. The rest of the time, I don't know what you were doing. But the actual work, you have to put in hours a day. We're talking 50 to 100 dials a day to start gaining momentum. And if this is your money maker and you can't invest 40 hours a week, shame on you. And I know a lot of you are part-time and 20 hours a week. And heck, some of my top producers, I can't get them to work more than 20, 30 hours a week, But we've got managers who are doing personal production 20 to 30 and then also agency building 20 to 30. That's what it takes to build up into top tier income. Like what we do matters. We teach y'all how to make a ridiculous income, but you've got to commit to a schedule and put that work in. All right. So, if this is you, where you're not putting it in, start with expectation. Get that lead flow rolling, get those dials up on a daily basis. Try not to skip a day because we're trying to teach you habits. Plug in to everything we're doing. Go back and rewatch, utilize Workplace. Your sub leads, you should be buying anywhere from 150 to 500 on a weekly basis. Engage and plug into to all calls. Use your non-income producing time and listen to saved training and audio. Workplace is a massive tool. If you go into Workplace, you can use the search engine. You could type in home, virtual presentation, phone script, mindset of a 20K producer. You can just go back through old content that we have saved in there. Go to the Power Producers thread and just start looking through that stuff. Go to training. Go to the Guterman agency. Go and just find all these top producers that poured that education out. Poured it out to you and go listen to it catch up to where we are. I've got years in this thing. I've been on every call. All the top producers have time over you. That's it. The only thing that separates you from them is it's now your first week. It's basically your day one or your first month. They just have time of focus and discipline, which raise their skill level, and you can do the same. All right. Communicate with your upline to get the positive belief. You need to keep learning and putting in massive effort. Once it clicks, you're going to be ready for game time leads. One of our top tier leads. Or if you want to do direct mail drops, things like that. We've got all kinds of leads in Integrity Lead Center. We got $11 instant internet leads. You can click the bell, which notifies you when brand new leads hit, and you scoop them up, call them up, and just talk to them, have great conversations. This is the way. This is the fire all agents go into. Financial freedom is on the other side of your time, discipline, and absolute work ethic. If you're willing to put in that time and work, in order to gain muscle, you must put in the reps. I'm going to talk to you gym buffs out there. Y'all understand, going to the gym that first 21 days is like waking up and making yourself go. When we're talking about habits, we might have talked about this last week, but it's the same thing. You've got to make yourself go and make yourself put in as many reps as possible to see and feel the results. And after you see and feel the results, you feel so much better. But a lot of times it doesn't happen till after that first month of absolute discipline and focus and getting after it. It's there's no gain without pain, right? And we've got to eliminate, in order to make time for the gym, we had to eliminate something we were doing and go to it. It's the same thing with your business. In order to get great and get the gains, you have to make time for your business. Start saying no to different things. Start removing things out of your schedule so you can put this into your schedule. Start eliminating other activities that are taking up your valuable time during these income producing hours. The best times to dial are anytime, number one, but if you're working, different types of leads when people are home, 6 to 8 p.m. during the week, and obviously Saturday morning power hours, 8 to 12, 8 a.m. sharp to 12. All right, the simple reps over and over to get better and better. Leads, lead flow, dials, door knocks, appointments, conference calls, conferences, boot camps, and God, this is important, communication. You got to get those adjustments. Get caught up in the consistency. Repetitive friction sharpens your skills. I don't know if you want to hear that again, but repetitive friction, right? When it gets hard, that means it's getting good. Repetitive friction sharpens your skills. The easiest and fastest way to level up in life is mentorship. Thank you to my mentors, Art Leeser, over the years, man. I appreciate you, bro. All the books that I've read, the audios that I listen to, I consider that mentorship as well. They give you the tools and the education to make my every expanding dreams obtainable for myself and my family. We truly live an awesome life in my household. We really do. For that, I'm extremely grateful. I really am. To those who have never committed to anything that will expand your vision along, with the TLG leadership, I've helped mentor hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of agents in the last 12 years, to pretty great success, and it's been really fun, man. We have a plug and play system here at TLG, that you can step into and get educated. But you have to follow the footsteps of those who came before you. You have to use the system that's validated and verified. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Communicate with us on a daily basis. Get your lead flow and step up and do what the top tier echelon is doing. Listen with intent to learn. Work hard. Associate with the winners. Communicate with your mentors. It was simple enough that someone like me could achieve success in this industry. So there's no doubt in my mind that any one of you can't either. And that's what it's all about. I get fired up on a daily basis. Y'all know me. I keep my cup filled up because I'm listening to positive things. I'm putting positive energy like books and audiobooks and podcasts and leadership and communicating with my top tier echelon, my mentors on a daily basis is what allows me to keep my cup full. If you guys want to get to your aha moment as fast as possible, step out and do so. I appreciate y'all. Let's crush this week. If you don't have leads, get some right now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Never wait till tomorrow what can be done today. Y'all get out there and get it. Y'all stick around for the top 5. Take care.
What's going on? My name's Jami Bloss. I'm direct to Walt Bloss, who's direct to Nelson Alvarez, direct to Aaron Guterman, and direct to Art Leeser from Pennsylvania. And this week was pretty good. I submitted 6,000 AP for the week and came in 5th. So great week. Couple things I wanted to share with the team is one is I did a bulk of the business with one couple. It was close to 6,000 AP on 2 applications. And that was a policy review. There was another agent that was working with them. I think he cut plenty of corners and just didn't serve the client like I was willing to. They didn't very much know what they had. They thought they had something completely different. So I did a policy review. Ultimately, I was able to serve them genuinely and put them in the best position they could be and gain their business and trust so they would work with me, and they total close to 6,000. So just a takeaway from that is when somebody gives you that objection of we've already been helped or we have that covered, don't always shy away and hang up the phone. You have to resist a little bit. Because there's going to be clients out there that think they're covered, but they're not actually covered the way that we're willing to take a look at their stuff and, serve them genuinely. And also oftentimes you'll find that, wow, they treated you like that, or that's not what you have. There's some other stuff that could happen that you realize, hey, wow, I'm trained at a completely different level to help these people than most other agents are. Not all of them, but most, in my opinion. The other thing is I wanted to share is this week was a little tough for me, and it all happened just like that. One appointment, 6,000 AP. Before that, I was struggling, but I kept in there, and and I've got in my head plenty of times before in this business, and I think the best way to describe it is trust the results are coming. If you're actually putting in the work daily and consistently, the results will come. And don't worry, sometimes there's a lag between those activity and the results. So if you give up, they may not come, but if you keep putting in the work, the 50, 100 dials a day, the results are going to come. It's proven by numbers and an arbitrage within the lead system. So that's what I have for this week. Excited to have another great week. Thank you.
What's up, GT? Van Barnett here, talking to you on Father's Day. I've got my Father's Day hat on from Disney World that my kids got me a few years ago. Good week. I was number 3. I was at $7,600. I want to talk about one app in particular that was an ongoing process, really, due to COVID. So this lady's a nurse. Talked to her a few weeks ago on a Monday. We set the appointment for Thursday. That very Tuesday, she tested positive for the first time. Think about that. She was a nurse. She was treating people with COVID. She treated people who died of COVID. And she only got COVID once, and it was the Tuesday after the Monday that I talked to her. She was treating with an antiviral. That would come up on a prescription check. That would be a concern. I needed to deal with it. So I explained that I was going to have to talk to the insurance company, underwriting, about what their current state, what situation was with COVID. We have had a recent upswing. Wanted to know if their guidelines have changed and all of that. We went through the whole process. We did everything but submit the application. I had all of the information, banking information, beneficiary, medication, all that stuff. We just didn't submit because I wanted to make sure that I submitted it clean with the underwriting. So she obviously put her trust in me, and I explained that I have an in with the insurance company. I can call them and get the information. Called them, and they said at CFG they're looking at about a 14-day window. Well, this was late May, and I said, so here's what we'll do. I'm gonna have the application. We're gonna talk in another couple weeks after you're out of the woods, and then we'll send in the application. So that's exactly what we did. She was back at work, again, a nurse back at work. Obviously, she's COVID-free. And we put in the application, everything went fine. The point of all this for you folks is if you're new, you want to impress upon your client that you know more than they do about the insurance process. I don't know as much as this lady does about COVID for sure, but I know more about the insurance process. And all of you folks who are new, you may feel like you don't know this stuff. Well, somebody on the other line does. You have a phone number you can call anytime to get an underwriter and ask these questions. Another thing to keep in mind is, especially with COVID, guidelines have changed. They're actually getting easier, even though we've had an uptick. It used to be a bigger window than 14 days. And there's other issues. They want to make sure you didn't get hospitalized and things like that. This lady was virtually symptom-free. Again, she's back at work. So everything's good for her. She's happy with the coverage. She's happy with me. And I'm happy with being able to tell you about it. So I hope you guys have a good week this week. I think I said I was number 3 this week, so that's great. Feel good. All right, bye.
What's up, guys? Sarge here. Just wanted to do a quick video because I was asked to share a little bit about my week this week. First of all, direct to Josh Harris, who's obviously direct to Blaze Frey, who's direct to Aaron Guterman, who's direct to Art Leeser. So first of all, I just want to share a little bit about my week. So I had a pretty good week, did about 7488 AP, which is obviously always good when you get within that $5,000 to $7,000 range in 1 week. It's pretty good, right? Just kind of wanted to share a little bit about some of the objections that I faced as a result. So one client in particular, I got her from a live transfer. And when she called in, obviously she was shopping around like a lot of people do. And when she was shopping around, she started to ask me questions about the different details of the policy. So at the end of our conversation, she said, well, this sounds all good and everything, but it sounds a little high. I'd like to do a little bit more shopping around. So my mentality was basically like this. I tried to counter her objections as much as I could, but she just sounded pretty intent upon shopping around. So I just basically made the point to her. I said, hey, listen, cool. If you want to shop around, I totally get that. I encourage you to do that. But just do me a favor. Take a piece of paper and a pen and jot down these couple questions. And I told her, hey, make sure that whatever you do, you find out whatever policy that you're going to get a quote for from other carriers. They tell you, whether or not how much percentage of that you get living benefits, whether or not the premiums stay the same or stay level across the board for the duration of the policy, whether or not it's a non-med and not fully underwritten. And the reason why I was telling her all these things is because I want her to be able to see, yes, how insurance carriers sometimes will, kind of get your foot in the door with quoting you with a very low price. But essentially, most of the things that you're going to get with their policies in comparison to ours aren't the same. So, of course, she went, shopped around, found out that was true, came back. Obviously, that in particular actually built a lot of trust with her. And as a result, about the third or fourth time I talked to her, she said, you know what, Eli, you've been so good. You've been so helpful. I can tell you really care about my situation. Let's write this app right then and there. So I wrote her Strong Foundation, 20 years, about $180 a month. Did another accidental policy for about 27. And as a result, obviously, that if you do the math on that, it was like 24 something AP, which is a pretty good day. But all that to say, guys, I just wanted to just encourage you and let you know that if you go into every situation with the intent to really serve people and to help them out, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do the same thing as me. I wouldn't consider myself an incredible salesperson by any means, but it doesn't have to be about necessarily selling them. It's about giving away value. It's about showing the person you care about them and listening to their questions and their concerns and really caring, and you'll write apps. So with all that being said, you guys have a good week. Hope that helps. Take it easy.
Hey guys, this is Jared Leifert, direct to Aaron Guterman, who is direct to Art Leeser. I made the top 5 this week, so you get to hear a little bit from me. I think I'm number 2 this week. Somebody beat me out for number 1, but 9,175 AP off of 6 applications. Just wanted to go over a little bit about my week, how I'd made that happen, but also wanted to just tell you, hey, I am so thankful for our leaders and my mentors in this business. I can't tell you how invaluable it is, the system that we run, and being able to have mentors that just continue to pour into you day and night. So guys, be plugging into your leaders. That's how I got to this spot, is because they poured into me, but because I reached out to them. You are never, ever going to be bothering your leader. They want to be hearing from you a lot. We can't steer a parked car, and we're able to really pour into you when you're reaching out, because we know what you're dealing with and what you're struggling with. So we're able to really help hone your skills. I call them micro-coaching sessions. Anyways, my week, I was working a mix of leads last week. So I was doing some final expense. I was doing some direct mail. I was doing live transfers. And so I just really encourage anybody that is out there really truly working the system, you need to be using a mix of leads. If you're not, you're doing it wrong, because every top agent is using a mix of leads. Every top agent is using aged leads. Okay, so we're always constantly reaching out. If you're a tier 3 agent, you need to be on live transfers. Obviously, check with your upline and your mentor before you do that. But these live transfers are able to add 2 to 3 appointments a day to my schedule during the day when, if you're doing mortgage protection, those tend to happen in the evening or late afternoon. So these are a way to add a lot of AP to my week by doing live transfers. And I've really gotten great at doing a 1-call close and just getting those people transferred over to me. And they're great leads. I'm doing mostly final expense with those. But I want to talk about one particular sale that I made. I run probably 50% in person, 50% virtual. And if you have leads in your local area, I would encourage you, get out and go door knock. I made one sale because I went and door knocked a lead that I could not get a hold of. And I closed a little over 2,000 AP there. Another one that I did what's called a quick set, where the guy was super busy and he was very interested though. And I just said, hey, I'm going to be there at 6 o'clock tomorrow. He's like, great. And I just hung up, and I showed up to his house at 6 o'clock. He walked out with a puzzled look on his face. He's like, who are you? I was like, I'm with the Mortgage Protection Center. We talked last night. He's like, oh my gosh, that's you? I signed up with somebody else last night. And so anyways, again, this is a brand new lead that, oh, I just signed up with somebody last night. This happens even on brand new leads. So I did, and I fell back on my training that my mentor has taught me. And I said, oh, not a problem. You probably filled out multiple forms, right? Well, yeah, I did. Oh, well, each one of those goes back to a different person. And this is the only one that you've sent back to me. I showed him the lead. That's your handwriting, right? Well, yeah, that's my handwriting. Okay, perfect. Well, not all mortgage protection is created equal. And listen, let's go take a look at what you got. And if it's the best thing for you, we're going to leave you right where you are. But I know if there's something that I could do to add some value or save you some money, that would be something you want to know about, right? And so we went in. He was with a carrier that we have. And I was able to look at the policy that he got, showed it to him on the computer screen, what he got, and then I showed him something better. And he was like, wow, why didn't this guy show it to me? I was like, one of two reasons. He either didn't know about it or he didn't care to show it to you because he was going to make more money with another product. I don't know. But I was able to get another like 2,500 AP and was able to replace that policy. But we always put people in a better position. So don't be afraid to get in there and do a policy review, particularly when you're new. Getting policy reviews is a big deal. But even when you are getting brand new leads, it doesn't matter what kind of lead it is. Even when you're getting a brand new lead, people that are looking for insurance are sending in multiple things. So it's possible that they might have already gotten a plan right before you get to them. So just learn that skill of being able to get in there and do a policy review. All right, talk to you soon.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Josh Harris. I was hired by Blaze for Ray, and this last week I was able to do over $11,000 of annual premium, and most of that was done on live transfer leads. These have been a great addition to my business. Once you're ready for them, once you've worked other lead types, gained your skill level, your confidence level, and your knowledge level about what we do and how we do it, the live transfer leads are a great lead. People calling in to us looking for life insurance. In fact, I was trying to make this video and somebody called in because I forgot that I had it scheduled to turn back on, so you got to be on top of that. But they called in. We had a great conversation. I was trying to get this video done, so I told them that I would do a little bit of work for them and then get back to them in an hour, and they were happy about that. So I'm going to be talking to them and probably writing 2 applications. But this last week, most of my business was with Americo, which has been a great addition to my business. I highly recommend writing Americo. When you write an application, you get a red light or a green light. You know instantly whether they're approved. Of the 5 applications that I wrote with Americo, 4 of them I completed, approved as applied for. The other one, something popped up, but it was great to be able to know that right away while I'm still in dialogue with the client to figure out what direction I needed to pivot to, rather than submitting an application and finding out 2, 3, 4, 5 days later that it was declined sometimes. But the 4 applications that I wrote, approved as applied for, almost $7,000 of annual premium.